All right, so before we dive into the criminal law, let's get a quick sketch of the vision of a free society. What are we talking about here? This is what I'll refer to as the liberal worldview. It's liberal in a classical sense, not a political sense. Um, and that's the vision that animates the drive to place proper freedom respecting limits on the criminal law. So, the overarching idea that's necessary for understanding the limits of the criminal law in a free society is this: every member of society is a person with basic human dignity, and for that reason has the right not to be treated unjustly and the right to basic freedoms. So, in a free society, the individual freedom that we have, the right to basically live our lives as we choose, that's of course not an absolute or unrestricted freedom, but rather it's the right to live our lives as we see fit, as long as it's compatible with a similar right for everyone else. So, it's equal freedom for all. That means you can choose how to lead your life as long as it's not adversely affecting or harming or risking unjustified harms to others, so that they too can go around and remain equally free to live their lives as they see fit. That basic idea is called the harm principle. We'll talk about that more a little later. These are ideas that have long roots going back to thinkers like John Locke, John Stuart Mill, Immanuel Kant. Okay, so a simple but useful, I think, way to make this idea more concrete is to think of each of us as having an individual sphere of personal control, where you get to decide how to live your life as long as it doesn't harm or adversely affect others. As a result, the criminal law has to keep out from and not criminalize or use the criminal law to try to control any conduct that falls within this properly protected sphere of individual control and discretion, where you get to decide how to live. So, what is this sphere of individual control? It's your sphere of autonomy, meaning your ability to freely choose how to live your life. Your sphere of discretion, meaning your ability to choose what to do without other people getting involved. And your sphere of privacy, your ability to stay out of public view and public control and to simply keep private. So, the criminal law in a free society must recognize and reflect throughout its rules that you have a right to keep yourself to yourself and freely decide how to live your life, except in limited circumstances, namely when you start behaving in ways that start to harm or threaten serious harm to others, in which case it becomes a matter of public concern. And the criminal law then can be brought in to try to rein you in to protect others. But unless and until your conduct starts adversely affecting others, the criminal law stay the hell away from you. You get to live your life as you choose, and it's no business of the state to tell you what to do when you're not harming or endangering anyone else. That idea lies at the core of the liberal criminal law, the criminal law in a free society. And we'll see that that idea comes back again and again throughout these videos. Okay, so to start, I'm going to explain some familiar applications of these freedom-oriented ideas to the criminal law, like that we shouldn't punish mere thoughts or bad character. And then I'll dive into some of the underlying principles, the theoretical principles that animate those applications. So the plan is to start with the concrete stuff, some examples of liberal limits on the criminal law, and then to dive deeper into their theoretical foundations. All right, so buckle up. Here we go.